Afternoon. This is Gilbert Franklin. As always, you could reach me on 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. I am very excited this afternoon because we're going to talk. Our topic is exercise. In this past week, I've had a lot of people come up to me and really tell me the impact the exercise is having with them at the Alto Health. And unfortunately, I can't take the credit for it. And so I said to myself, since I can't take the credit for it, I might as well bring the person that could take the credit for it. And this is none other than Mr. Thomas Griffin. Last time I botched out his name. And the reason I have to explain to you because right before we got on the air, Thomas Wright, which is a patient of ours,
Sure.
happened to call me. And then when he asked me for your name, I said, Thomas Wright.
Well, fortunately, Doc was here to set it straight.
Yeah. Dr. Semelis was there to set it straight. And Dr. Semelis will be there in the Creole version with us once again. So we could bring in the two together. The importance of the medical side, working with the physical therapy and the exercise portion of it, and when both of you guys are working together, the result is in a short period of time.
Yep. We've had some dramatic effects there, I think, and some results. And you know, some people who suffer pain, just small amounts of rehabilitation and exercise can make a big difference. And we had a good example of a lady who came, I think, on the very first day we had exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this training table that we have in back that we use for stretching and some other things. And she couldn't get up on the table because the pain was so bad in her back. That was about a month ago. Yesterday, she just jumped up on there with no problem at all.
Wow.
And she's probably, I'm guessing, around 76, 77 years old. I don't know exactly how old she is. But she has, like many patients that we have at Alto, she has work-related injury to her back.
Mm-hmm.
We found over the years that depending upon the job you did, you're going to have certain kinds of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And those injuries usually are not particularly looked after, or people, in some cases, like for instance, if you work for a hotel,
Yeah.
as long as you can push the cart down the hall, they can carry.
They're fine with you. But you know, I've heard that from not one person, but several people. And the fact, in the morning, if transportation didn't pick them up yet, that's one. They will call you and let you know that, wait a minute, transportation hasn't picked me up yet. I have to be there.
Wait till the program gets a little more established.
Well, it's already established because if you've been doing this, for a month now?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
And the type of result that we've got from them, and yes, it's gonna, the word's gonna get out, and it's right now you have X amount. We're not gonna give the amount because we want them to trickle in slowly, because we don't want you to overwhelm and get your stamina back up.
Yeah.
But yes, I've heard from one patient. We have one patient in particular, which have I think when I first met her, she had some issue with her hand, and she couldn't grab things properly. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
How's that evolved from day one to now?
It is getting better. And she had other issues besides that. Again, work-related. Although the problem with the wrist and the arm was from a fall.
Yeah, I think at Walmart or something like that.
Yeah, and we need to probably talk about falls and what fall prevention and the role that exercise plays in fall prevention. Falling for anybody is not a good thing, but for seniors it can be devastating. So there are a number of things that can be done to prevent the possibility of falls, and we incorporate those into the exercise program.
Yeah.
And it's not just one thing that you can do. It's a number of things that have to be done in consort.
Give me an example. What can you do to for fall prevention?
Well, of course, balance. There's two main things: balance and what we call spatial identity.
Mm-hmm.
And balance is, everybody knows what balance is, but spatial identity is a little bit differently, and it's understanding where you are and where your body parts are. This may sound strange, but in the universe, literally, where are you, and where are all of your parts? And
No, I could relate to that because as you get older, your mind is telling you to do one thing, and your body is telling you to do something else. And normally, your body usually went over your mind.
Well, that's true, and that may sound very strange, but sometimes you can say to someone, raise your arm up. And they say, raise my arm up. Yeah, raise your arm up. And in fact, the arm goes out in front of them. And this is one of the main causes of falls.
Mm-hmm.
That people misjudge steps or misjudge where railings are, misjudge where they put their hand. Their eyesight misjudges where they are in relationship to things which can cause you harm. And if they misjudge enough, you can go down, and it can be both physically damaging. Of course, you can break something or hurt something, but also it can be spiritually and emotionally very damaging because people start to think, geez, I'm an old person, I can't even walk down the street without falling down. And they also become frightened. I'm afraid to go anywhere because I don't want to fall down. And it's a very, very common problem. So you have the physical problem of falling down, and then you have the emotional and intellectual problem of falling down.
So the exercise you do with them, I think, do you have them stand on one leg or back and forth? Because I remember one time you was explaining to me that if you stand on one leg and you lift the other foot slightly a few inches off the ground, that helps you get your balance back and forth?
That's like one of the simplest exercises we do. That's usually do that in the warm-up. But we use a variety of techniques, one of which is Tai Chi and other sorts of martial arts. And people say, oh, you got old people out there giving them martial arts? Well, yes, we do. It's for particularly this spatial identity and balance, and one of the best fall prevention. But also, it's very important for maintaining cognitive health. So we have them doing these things that requires memory. It requires very specific placement of hands and feet. It requires watching and seeing and then transferring that into physical motion. All these things are very important.
Fantastic job you're doing because, yes, when you put all of that together and for you to get the type of result we've been getting, it's unbelievable. And you've been doing this for quite some time. So my only fear is that you coming to a point and you said, well, I can't do this no more. But unfortunately for us, that time hasn't come, and it looks like it's not going to come anytime soon.
No, I feel pretty good. This is actually a kind of an important month for me. I turn 80 years old this month. And
80 years old?
yeah, it's also, I also have my 50th wedding anniversary coming up. So,
Wow.
So right now, both myself and my wife are in good shape physically. We can do just about anything we want. She does struggle with balance and she did fall and she did get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't very bad. Took a couple stitches, but it was a wake up call. Hey, look, you know, you have to do the exercises and do the things that you need to do, and concentrate when you're out walking, looking for things that can be hazards, and it's just a matter of kind of reorganizing how you approach basically movement, and also around the house, you know, making sure that you don't have problem areas in the house, stuff laying in the middle of the hall that you can fall over, or leaving cords out, or stuff like that. Just little things can make a big difference in your personal safety. But beyond that, certain exercises are extremely important. All exercises work to help your balance out everything we do, but we have these specific things that need to be done, and those can. We try to design exercises to include in the program because we only have so much time, and people only have so much energy during the course of let's say an hour, and so we try to incorporate exercises that will aid in 4 or 5 different areas, what we call points of fitness. So if we do something for balance, that might also be for strength. It might also be for working on, you know, cognitive protection. All these things work out, and the exercises consistently change because new information comes out. There's like a half a dozen or so major geriatric programs in the United States right now, mostly in colleges like, for instance, Johns Hopkins, Harvard. And they put out, through usually the CDC, recommendations, and then people like myself take those recommendations and try to turn them into fun and doable exercise in the class.
I want for the next half hour, I want you to talk about prevention. Okay, if people start exercising at an early age, and what type of exercises and what do they basically, that exercise is going to prevent them from when they get in their 70s or their 80s, they could look like you, not end up in a nursing home. Okay, so
maybe look like me in some areas.
well, no, we're going to highlight the positive.
We might have hair, you know.
We're going to highlight the positive because not all of us have the DNA to still have hair at a certain age.
Yes, I know that.
Or, you know, so we're going to highlight the positive because the positive aspect of you is something that I think a lot of people would love to have when they get in their later 70s, 80s. Okay, as long as you're able to just live in your own house, as opposed to living in a rehabilitation facility.
Yeah, well, that's the last option, you know, having to move into a nursing home or something like that. If at all possible, you want to try to stay away from that. I think as a younger person, the most important thing you can do is do not gain excessive weight. Other than the obvious of not smoking and drinking too much, okay? Weight is your enemy, and the more of it you got, the more problems you're likely to have as you go into aging. Now, it's really funny, people thought that as you got older, that your weight shortened your lifespan considerably. New evidence suggests that that's not necessarily the case, but it certainly alters the quality of your life. And the more you weigh, the less you're going to be able to do things, and the more your body's going to resist that weight. And we have a saying in the class, more weight, more pain. Less weight, less pain.
Exactly. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. I want to let you know that right now we are on live on YouTube, on WSRF 1580 AM, and Facebook. Listen, you guys, and I'm imploring you guys for this. You're getting this all this information at no cost to you. But what I want you guys to go on YouTube, subscribe. Press the button that says subscribe, and subscribe this show every time that we are on the air. And I make a promise to you guys every Wednesday. I'm driving down here from Broward County down to Dade County. It's a nice drive. I love it. But I need for you guys. You're laughing. No, it's a nice drive for me. I need you guys to subscribe. If you want to support me, that's the way you could support me. Tell a friend about it. The information that we bring to you on a weekly basis is there to help you. We're talking about exercise, how the impact that the exercise have in your life. So, you know, I was inspired by everything that I've heard throughout the week, and I said, well, this Wednesday, this is the topic of our shows, and hopefully in the future we're going to continue to bring back more shows like this and continue to inform you. You have to be informed. The Bible says that my people are dying because of lack of knowledge. I want to make sure that none of you guys are dying because of lack of knowledge. So call me now. The line is wide open, 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. If you have any questions regarding this, please call now. Let's go back. Yes, let's stick to the weight part, because a lot of us are, well, not us, that's you and I, but a lot of people are not as fortunate as we are, because it's a gene thing. Like, I weigh myself in the morning, and at one point I was 172, and now I'm 165. Certain days when I eat too much, it's 167, 168.
Go to a restaurant, and you will gain weight.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's not saying you shouldn't go to a restaurant, because we all like to go out and
eat
and get something different. But the next couple days, you got to back away from it a little bit.
You know, when you said restaurant, there's a restaurant on 72nd Street between Amsterdam and Broadway. For those of you guys in New York, it used to be there. I don't know if it's still there. It was a BBQ restaurant, and when you go in there, it's a huge room. It's packed.
Yeah.
And barbecue chicken and steak. And tell me the impact that have on you, because with the barbecue and the sauce, it tastes good.
It's wonderful. I'm a real barbecue addict. I can eat it quite a few times a week. Unfortunately, there are actually several problems with barbecue. Mm-hmm. First and really foremost is the term barbecue itself, which is done over a hot, open fire. Mm-hmm. That what they call high heat cooking and those little crispies that you get, those are cancer producing. They're really highly cancerous, and if you were to, let's say, eat that 3 or 4 times a week, and then you throw in a steak that you broil under high heat. Remember that when you go to broil, the broiler starts out at 550 degrees and goes up. So whereas your oven starts at usually about 300. So that high extra heat creates problems with the meat that can give you colon cancer. It can also give you cancer of the lower tract. So, one time, no problem. But if you do it and you hit that rack of ribs, you might want to wait a while before you hit another one.
Good point. Now, for our people that are culture sensitive, and I would say 100% of your
my clientele are
your
all cultural
clientele-
sensitive.
all cultural sensitive. So, what do you tell them? Because we eat a lot of rice. We eat
You have the worst bread in the world.
the bread. Talk about the bread.
You have the worst bread in the world.
I keep telling people that you could buy that bread today and let it sit here for a week and come back a week later.
Wouldn't be any different.
Exactly. and so far, JS, is your mic on? No. Why not? I have a question for you. But you got to go on the mic. What do you know? What's in the Haitian bread? No.
I do.
He doesn't want to answer the question.
I do.
He doesn't. You see, he's trying to avoiding me from putting him on the spot. He has an idea too. I think it's the flour is so rich.
No, what you got in all Caribbean bread, doesn't matter what's Haitian, Bahamian, Cuban. Cuban might be the worst. Is a very poor quality flour, because good wheat doesn't grow in that area, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's too hot, and they don't have the right climate for good wheat. Lard.
Okay.
Lard and sugar. That's Caribbean bread. Now, you look shocked at that.
No. See, you hold on one second. I gotta talk to this guy first of all. You have to come if you have an opinion. He doesn't want to come on the air. He has opinion. He's had an opinion because the way he's looking at you for everything that you said. There's something that's just circling in his mind that wants to come out, but he's holding it back. But that's okay. That's okay.
We ran into down in I live in Miami, and I live not too far from Caliocho. All right, so there's that little tourist area in Caliocho, and they have like a lot of little shops that have like Cuban things or stuff like that. And one of them had a shirt in the front window of the shop that said Cuban bread, killer more Cuban men than Castro.
Well, you could really see most Cuban guys, the mid-size or is overextend. But we don't know what's in the bread. But one of these days, that's something that we got to ask one of our.
Well, it says on the package,
Now it says that on the package?
Yeah.
The Haitian bread?
Yeah, it says that on the package.
I've never seen that in no Haitian bread package. They just hand you the bread and put it in a brown paper bag and you're out.
You know, I mean, I like bread, okay? I've always been a bread eater. I can eat a lot of bread, but I like really good bread. And I like French bread.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy French bread around town, 5 or 6 different places. And I came across a place at River Landing, which is not too far from my house. And it was a French bakery, a very nice one, and they have coffee and everything like that, owned by a couple Haitian guys. Haitian guys that look like me, which is which kind of threw me for a loop. And but they were both born in Port-au-Prince and grew up in Haiti, and came here, and now they own this business together. The one kind of runs the business, the other one's the baker. So I bought a baguette from there, and I took a big bite of it, and I looked at him and I said, "You import this wheat from France, don't you?" He says, "Yes, I do." And I said, "Champagne, France?" "Yes." Because the quality of that wheat is so good there. But it has all those nutrients in it and minerals that the wheat that comes and is made, that Caribbean breads are made from, is not there.
But I may be corrected by that. I don't think that Haiti, the Marchand import French wheat for their bread, right, Jazz? Am I safe to say that? Do they import the wheat?
They import part of the wheat, he told me.
From France?
You know these guys.
You know you could talk, right? I'm not going. Yeah, because they get the flour. See, there's a couple of ways in Haiti they get their flours. Either through donation, and I think 9 times out of 10 of the one they get to the donation from whether it's the United States or elsewhere, is not as good as the wheat that they grew up from Haiti, or at least the flour from Haiti. That's something that
what we're going to have to do in here is we're going to have. I know
a
that
bread taste.
You're a man of taste and distinction
bread and
here.
champagne taste.
Yeah, we'll bring in some bread, and we're going to see which.
I tell you what. If you bring the bread and wine next week, we'll if you have it next week, we'll have you back on next week. Except I don't know if we're going to have to remove the engineering. We'll have to consider that. Call now, 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. No, we can't get rid of the engineer. But
well, listen, I think we need to get back to the food thing, and like you say,
we're going to continue that.
Yeah, the cultural
sensitive
of food, and people eat a lot of times what's available.
Mm-hmm.
And you develop a taste based on what's available. And when you get somewhere else, you introduced to another different type of food, and that may or may not go. However, let's take what people do eat in Haiti if they are in Haiti.
What, you're talking about rice? A lot of plantain.
Yes, but they also eat a lot of vegetables, and they eat a lot of fish.
They have to force me at my house to eat the vegetables.
I know that, but you don't live in Haiti. So you live in the burbs. Yeah, you're in the burbs. So it was interesting thing that didn't involve Haitians, but it did involve American black men. That in certain sections of the country, American black men only have a life expectancy around 63 years average. And that's very poor, by the way. They checked black men in France have a life expectancy of 81 to 82 years.
And it has a lot to do with the poor diet.
Has a lot to do with poor diet, but also has a lot to do with stress. You don't believe that?
No. It's right on the dot, because the stress level that you carry with you on a daily basis could really cripple you. And
Absolutely. And what do you do when you're stressed? What is the purpose of stress to start out with? When you were back 40,000 years ago and walking across the Serengeti Plain, and you got chased by a saber-toothed tiger, your stress levels went straight up through the roof. And you ran like hell, and if you had beat him and you got safe, then you were, but your stress levels dropped. Now, if you're living in our society and your stress levels never drop, really. I mean, just getting in and driving the car to the grocery store, your stress levels go way up. Now, if you are a minority, especially in this day and age, guys, I probably shouldn't say that, but
no, it's a fact. You're not telling any.
Yeah, with this day and age, people carry a lot of stress, and the body wants to remove the stress away. So you run and beat the big cat, and you're safe. You can't run.
You can't run from the stress.
You can't run from the stress. So what do you do to alleviate the stress? What is one of the things you can do? We only have a certain amount of pleasures, right? We have 3 pleasures, basic pleasures:
food,
play, and sex. So
it's okay to say sex on this show.
Okay, sex. Yeah, food, play, and sex. Okay, that's your 3 pleasures,
food,
right?
playing. What's playing?
Playing. You play. You can. You go out and shoot the basketball.
Okay.
You go knock the tennis ball around.
Okay.
You.
Racquetball.
Racquetball.
I was telling Dr. Semmerlis this morning that we got to get back to racquetball. I played with him last week, and
he needs to get back to racquetball.
And I was able to win one game.
Yeah.
So I think after we won't talk about me. After my injury, when I got 5 staples on top of my head, when I get on the court, I'm a little apprehensive in certain area of the court, so that kind of affect my play. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, you have to get beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
if you have those 3 areas, you have play, which it doesn't matter. I mean, some play can mean anything to a lot of people. It can mean cards. It could be sports. It could be horsing around with your kids or whatever it is. Going to see a football game. Whatever you like to do, that's play. Okay. We know what sex is. The other thing, and very easy to do, if you have nobody to have sex with, you can't go play someplace. So what do? You eat.
But you eat with moderation.
Now, if you're stressed, some people don't eat with moderation. Some people eat everything they get their hands on, and that's why they gain weight. I mean, weight gain is pretty much calories in are more than calories out. Otherwise, you consume more calories than you use. And where does that calories go? It goes to your tummy, your gut, or somewhere else.
And it seems like that area is the hardest to get rid of the fat.
Well, the body, that's genetics. Okay, the body puts weight where it can be handled the easiest, okay? And we were designed by nature to live in a scarcity of food. Every other animal on the planet lives with scarcity of food. Do you have a dog? You don't have a dog,
No.
do you? If you do have a dog, and no matter if it's just eat, this huge amount of food that you've given it, you put a sandwich in your hand and walk into the other room, it's going to follow you. And it'll wait in case some little drop falls on the floor to get it, because it's programmed that it lives in a scarcity of food. And so it wants all the food it can get. We were programmed to live in a scarcity of food. Nature didn't figure on technology. So technology is agriculture. Through agriculture, we have already abundant food, and particularly if you are poor, you have a large quantity of cheap food. And what does cheap food have? Empty calories, starches, sugars, all these things that help create obesity. And of course, then you add in fast food.
Oh, we'll get into that. I'll give you my experience in regarding to fast food. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Call us. There's a lot of information that's flowing. So,
How much time we got here?
we have plenty of time.
Because I want to talk about. I told you I want to talk about this.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to do
Okay.
that in a few seconds. Yes. So if you don't have the chance to call right now, okay, what I'm suggesting is that you go on Facebook after the show, WSRF 1580 AM, source of information, SOUS information, and you're going to see my picture, and you're going to click on it, subscribe. That's the way to support us. That's the way to have this show come on the air every single week. And that's the way to motivate me to make the drive down. Although I have some JS to motivate me and say, hey, where are you? What are you coming down? You know? So, but most importantly, we need your support. Because your support, that's what's count. You know, before I allow you to, in the few times that we have left, I was showing somebody the show we did last week, and that particular individual went on and was kind of, he said, well, this is real good. This is real good. And I'm looking and I'm like, what do you expect? And then he proceeded to do something that that was kind of infuriated, but something good that I got something out of it. He proceeded to check to see how many views we were getting. Something that I've never bothered to do is just like come in here, do the show, and not to see how many views we were getting. On that particular show, that show we did last week, I looked today, it's up about 700 views. And he said to me, you know, out of all the shows here, you got the most views. So we don't want to stop at 700. And I think one of the shows have 1.6K views. You guys need to subscribe and view those information. So you could go back later on and bring it forward. And later on bring and sit down later on and review those shows. Get that information. Share it with a friend. Because when you listen to it, you don't get the chance to share it. but you could share that information over and over and over with friends and families. And one thing I saw JS was doing last week was basically go on different website or something and share it with other people. Listen, it doesn't cost you anything to do that. So if you haven't, go to WSRF 1580 AM. Subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. So we would love to see you here. Love to hear from you. By the way, I'm unable to answer your comment while I'm on the air, but post your comment. What I'll do is afterward, I'll respond to every single comment that you make, okay? So I'm looking forward to answer your comment. Guys, I appreciate that. I'm not going to ask you the question I was going to ask you. I'm going to allow, in the little time that we have in this segment, to tell me what you wanted to discuss.
Well, this whole concept of wellness is a relatively new field. If you look back in the 50s and the 60s and even into the 70s, there were no big wellness programs. There were a few small things going on, but not available to the general public. Wellness really started in the 80s. I don't know if you remember people like Jackie Sorensen and people like that.
What was the guy with the short?
Jack LaLanne.
There was Jack LaLanne, yes. I'm dating myself now. There was Jack LaLanne, but there was another guy. He used to wear those.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yes.
Yeah. At any rate, that was the very beginning of it. And basically what drew people into it was wanting to look better.
Right.
And you had the health clubs spring up to accommodate all of this. And for girls, women, looking good was having a great figure.
Mm-hmm.
And they liked to dance. For men who didn't like to dance, their concept of looking good was big muscles.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I got these big biceps. I got big, pecs, and I'm looking pretty tough. Okay. So I look good. Girls got the real thin, hourglass figures, and they're looking good. What it takes to get big muscles and what it takes for a woman to get hourglass figures are two different types of exercises.
Okay.
It turns out that the women were getting much, much better exercise than the men were in terms of wellness, longevity, pain control.
They cardio was part of their exercise as well.
Cardio was part of their exercise, stretching, these things that we talked about, spatial identity, balance, all of that, including strength, was part of their exercise programs. Jane Fonda and all that stuff. They experimented around it. Today, exercise programs are very, very complete in terms of health and wellness. We've had a lot of trouble convincing men to take that step away from the weights and into a general exercise class where they get much better wellness, and particularly if they're older and they're suffering pain, much, much, much better.
And I guess the solution for that is the residual value.
Residual value, and also the
long-term residual value.
Long-term. But we also, it's responsibility of the instructors to make what we call male-friendly classes.
Bring more female in the class.
Females will come into the class. Getting males in the class is much more different. So we have to have a male-friendly class that guys will feel confident about coming in and enjoy that. And we've had success at that. So I just want to encourage men. You can develop bad backs. You can develop sore shoulders. You can suffer just as much as anybody else can. The other sex can, and the things that we can do for you in the class is the same for you as it is for females, and there's nothing sissified about it. It's not something that you should feel as unmanly or anything like that. This is your health. This is staying alive. If you have grandchildren, you have people that depend on you, you owe it to them as well as yourself. The thing we always say at the end of the class, and all my videos that I make on exercise, is we say this term: congratulate you on taking responsibility for your own health.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Talk to me about that book you have there to your left. For the rest of the time that we have here.
This is
come back up again. Put it up again. Just.
Yeah, this is on. You can look at. It's on Amazon under Thomas Griffith. It's the only nonfiction book I have on there. So, but I wrote it about 7 or 8 years ago. No, it's longer than that, right? Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's way longer than that.
Because it was after I started working with you. Because I was actually inspired by Gil's dedication to total wellness and medical putting
the wellness and the medical together.
Yeah, yes. And at that particular time, and kind of still, he's one of the few guys in that position where he can actually execute something like that. Who does that? I mean, some of my health care that I get in Miami is like,
Well, because they haven't not given it a chance. Two, they doing a disservice to their patients.
Well, they're doing their disservice to their pocketbook, because
yes, we'll get to the pocketbook. But for me, more important are the patients, because without a healthy group of people, you're not going to have a sustainable clinic.
Correct.
Okay. Now, I understand that not everybody can afford to do it, and it's not even affordability. I don't think they just want to. Well, we won't go there, because I don't want to offend anyone. And some people just cannot afford it. Some people just don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, continue about that.
Well, it's available on Amazon, but I looked at wellness from a sociological and an economical standpoint. So if you're, got that $40 million salary a year, and you've got the $100 million parachute in case you screw up and get fired, you don't worry about these things. But for the people who actually have to work for a living, I think they've been, and I mentioned this in the book, I think they've been neglected economically and politically. I grew up in Terre Haute, Indiana, and
extremely cold.
Extremely cold. But when I was a kid, people worked at Alice Chalmers, which was a tractor plant, Visqueen, which was a plant which made sheet plastic, which you could still buy at Home Depot. Columbia Record Club was there. A place called Strand Steel was there. Pfizer, the guys that make Viagra, were there. They're all gone. and they haven't been replaced with anything.
The only time I was in Indiana was about a year or two ago. My daughters wanted to go see a concert out there. And,
Indiana?
In Indiana. And it was cold. It was cold. Well, our time is up.
Okay.
Stick around. We have more to talk about in the second segment in the Creole version. I want you to guys, I want to let you guys know that how much I really appreciate you guys. And on the days that I'm on the air, you're the reason that motivate me to come on the air. Again, my name is Gilbert Franklin. You could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. Don't forget to share. Listen, if you share this information, a lot of blessings going to come towards you, because that's the only way that you could spread that information. Help us spread it out, okay? Again, WSRF 1580 AM. Subscribe. I love you guys. A bientôt. Bye-bye.
Bye.